Trying to figure out how to get this thing to stay logged in when I go to church this afternoon, so I have to wait like 2 hours if we can log back in. Be that guy, right? Ooh, let's go do this. Hopefully it's not too late. Because right now I'm like in instantaneously. Like the queue is just as short, if not shorter, than it was during Shadowbringers right there at the end. So if I could just not have to wait in a 2 hour queue, that would be great. I'm gonna hold off on using my like super AoE stuff until some more people show up. Okay. Sure. I like this outfit. That was good. Thought I have at least glamour things. I need to buy a bunch more. It's funner. I'm all dressed up for winter. Oh. Alexa, set an alarm for 40 minutes. A massive sheep thing, or maybe it's a cow. Not what we're after either way. Is that an ether current? Oh no, just a wind sprite. Hilarious. Other than that, it's all snow, but lo, what do I see on the hillock? Alright, cancel item. What is this? Tomorrow by 10 p.m. Tuesday. Oh, that stuff I ordered. I wonder what's arriving. Send this email to my wife. She figured out. Other than that, it's all. Oh, I did that already. There's no mistaking it. That's a goyle. A survivor. Show me. Over there, beyond yon tree, looks like she's running away from something, though surely not to us. She wouldn't even know we're here unless she had a telescope like mine. All I can tell is that she's wearing a pale green dress, rather fetching one at that. Oh, please be radio. She'll be gone before getting anywhere near, but we should be able to follow her. Anyang. I'll let Lucia know that where you're headed. Oh, take these warming tinctures with you. The poor girl must be chilled to the bone on the verge of freezing to death. That's actually very thoughtful, thank you, but won't you need some for yourself? No, I'll be fine. As men of chivalry, my honor demands I do no less, at least we forget the very reason we're here to protect those in need. Now go, Godspeed. Oh. Trail of fresh footprints, please. I see them. Footprints appear the same as those previously, and they lead towards the building. Oh, and there's my girl. We're getting closer, I'm sure of it. At first we thought she'd gone inside the building, but the door doesn't look to have been open in some time. She might still be nearby, so we're looking around here. Then again, she may have just ran by. Would you mind looking on ahead? Look at that crazy looking thing. Shook my fantasy team while I'm sitting here. Sure there's nothing crazy. Oh, there she is. Currently, creature so anxious her surroundings. Recall from a distance, it might attract wild beasts to occasionally be safer to get closer first, but she must do it without drawing her attention. What did I get minus 22 points for? Oh, because I lost, that's right. Ugh, gross. Everything looks fine. Let's see how these guys play. Follow the girl from a safe distance. The object will interfere if she notices, makes use of cover as rocks and approach her without being seen. The object will also interfere if you fall too far behind. You should fail to complete the objective and try returning. Oh boy. This is... Oh. Well. Let's go fail the objective then. I see something. Oh, it's gone already. Damn! Where did I see her at? Oh. Oh. No, I failed. Okay, well now I know where she's at. Oh my gosh. Really, game? Go fuck yourself. That's some all bullshit. Oh, what is this I see? Something I desperately would like to be a part of. Marky. Look at this fucking thing. I guess it's up there. Oh. Yes, it is. Alright, back we go. I know this big thing. That's rose. See it. Oh. Yeah, where is this bullshit from? Phew, still in one piece. Ah, gotcha! Who are you? That's fine. Stay back. This house is packed with explosives. Take another step and you'll blow the place sky high. Please, we just want to talk. You guys were following me? Son. I am Alphino, and this is my sister Alice, and a good friend, me. We have no intention of hurting or taking anything from you. Anyone, just give me a word. So I give you my word. We are comrades who come to provide aid to the people of Garlemald. Aid? The savages are the ones responsible for all this. You did this to us. We didn't, I promise you. One of the last reasons we came out to find what happened here, in fact. The Telefari are the ones to blame. They're the ones who laid waste to Garlemald. They won't stop until they destroy the entire world. They're the enemy. Our enemy! On our way, we encountered Imperial soldiers who had been made thralls. These poor souls are now in our care. We are striving to cure them of their affliction. You're the first person we met who hasn't been enslaved. How are you able to escape the Telefari's influence? Are there any others like you? Sorry, I didn't mean to overwhelm you. Let's start with introductions. Can you tell me your name? My name's Lishinia. As far as I managed to stay sane. I've been asking myself the same question ever since that night and the roar of the terrible war and then the screams I was screaming too. I think I'm not sure. I can't remember. God. Then came the silence. Everything was still. It was like waking up from a nightmare. I thought that maybe the fighting had stopped, so I stepped outside. If your hells are real, I saw one that day. I ran past friends, people I'd known all my life, eyes vacant, dead, staring at the sky. Others were mad and violent. I saw them struggle with soldiers, but didn't stay to watch. I fled as far as my legs would take me. Do you have family here? Is this their home? No, this is Victor Spoils, a mansion for retired soldiers, or it was, but now me and a few others are borrowing it. As for the explosives, I was making that up. I just wanted to keep everyone else safe. I didn't know who you were. 2,000 supplies were running late. You said that you were here to help. Can you? Of course, whatever assistance we provide, we will. Thank you. I'd better tell the others first. They'll wait here. This is everyone! Shinya says that you can be trusted, but these are desperate times. We fools let foreign troops into our homes. Having said that, we provided us the means of heating the place as well as kind of goodwill. Perhaps we could take you for your word. If that is too much to ask, then leave us be. Time to put my forward gathering skills to good use. Could you provide the spark with a little magic, Alice? Say? Fire magic, you bet. We'll have fire burning in no time. May we build it under the gazebo? The what? Oh, you mean the bar? Yes, yes, do as you will. Oh, nice. Oh, finally new pants. I'm sorry I'm still finding it hard to come to terms with all this happened now that you're here, though. I'm hoping things might change for the better. You know, I've worked up quite a sweat from all that running about, so I'll leave space around the fire for the others. So you can tell they're far in worse state than me. We were planning to look for somewhere warmer and more food, but no, but they're not going. Oh my goodness, what the hell is that? Here's back to health, which I don't know how to do. Is there anything you do to help them? Where's that magnificent creature gone? You can treat their frostbite and their wounds, but it'll take some time to fire to do its work. Now, would it be a good occasion to make use of Amylanian's textures, the ones that warm the body from the inside out? Would you make you go in here? It's like fun music. Numbers is going to subside though. I suspect once the fire dies, it'll return with a vengeance. Warming tincture. I've never heard of such a thing. No warm, I'm trying. But tell me, you heard authenticity. Them calling it seems absurd. After what's happened, it's nothing but ruins now. Few buildings still standing off for no more than a meager protection from the wind and snow, food production, water purification, the magic that stand has come to a grinding halt. What machina that remains operational cannot be run for like a ceruleum, of course. Cerulia ingens is full of stuff for all that good it does us. No one here knows the first thing like extraction or refinement. As well, yes, better than ever. What's going on down there? Oh, the sweet libation is this. Is poison by any chance? Haha, that's a joke. Haha, if I laughed, does make me weep. So the poet, alas, my tears would freeze in my cheek ere they fell. We are blessed to bear witness to the fall of great empire, while your brother lie dead, or live in our puppets of the flesh. First came the war, then came the war, then the morning came. Crownland was no more. Often of gunfire, explosions, screams, so their beloved capital areas to the ground. From the rubble rose that shovel remains, their lavish refinery caked in egg. This guy is a poet, shovel towards the place. Each bag a fragment of stone or metal, offering perhaps the architect of our destruction. How few tried to reason as a deranged, only to be beaten to their kindness. When I better to plead with the horde, I fled for my health, if not my conscience preserved. Now I wait with my fellow cowards for a final judgment. What do you want? I think sure, I may as well drink it, I suppose. Oh, they got a fun little radio. What the hell is that? It's a radio. You don't have them where you come from, I take it. I listen to messages sent by others, even over great distances. This one was far the most popular. Made the quality components cards of finest ore sourced from Locus Aminios. Not useful since the capital fell in the room. The people at the broadcast station was either fled or ended up like the others because all I've been hearing is the same music being played over and over again. Home beyond the horizon, an ode to the brave men and women set to reclaim their ancestral homeland of Locus Omianis. We have founded an empire in these frozen wastes, so we always hope to take back that what once was ours. 'Tis a solemn reminder that though we must suffer great hardship, better days will surely come. Right, everything I believe the Emperor Veritas yet lives and he speaks to us through our radios. As a cunning strategy, faking his murder, he must have foreseen his catastrophe and chosen to conceal himself and one day make his triumphant return. Nah, bro, he's dead. Where it's supposed to be. It's always... Alright. Nah, bro, that mofo is dead. He is super dead. that? What's that? So this is what you gave the orders. Thank you. I'll save it for later. I actually have a few things to ask you. Are you part of the group staying in the Latam? I saw the Guerras Vegas troops heading towards the Magna Glacius a few days ago, and as the ones you encountered. Yeah, we beat the crap out of them. Camp Broken Glass, you call it. And Virgilia and her men, are they all there now? So how did they reach Magna Glacius? Did you cross the mountains on foot? Yep. Airships, and there might be a way to... Shinya, where is everyone? There's another person in there. Is something the matter? Yeah, there's a voice in that room behind you. Are you stupid? A voice from inside you, so you must be imagining things. Everyone's out here. Perhaps a baby Alamasty has found its way into the house. It won't be the first time. That soldier scared them off. Other must have been roaming closer to settlements. Some have been known to attack people too. I've had just an idea. If you and yours are strong enough to defeat a goddess, then surely no beast should host no threat. Would you mind to continue helping us? Perhaps you could head to the other side of the lake. There's a small group of tappers living there. People whose job is to extract ceruleum. They still do, from what we can tell. I've already tried asking if they would share their fuel with us, but they're not willing to give it away. They want food in exchange, lots of food, and that's something we don't have and can't get on our own. Top of that, to even reach their den, we'd have to go all the way past those creatures. Would you willing to go in their place? We only need enough ceruleum to last until the others are strong enough to travel to your camp. If your offer still stands, that is. I expect you to give up your own supplies, but there might be another way to pay the tappers. Thank you so much. To reach tappers, send you across the lake. The ice is thick enough to support a person's weight, but if you'd rather not take the risk, then need to take the long way around. Find the entrance can be a bit tricky too, so it's easier to look for someone standing guard outside. However they decide to head there, please be careful. Alright. Let's see if we can hop on this thing first. And grab this thing. Alright, cool, too easy. Who goes there? How did you find us? What do you mean I stand out of this sore thumb? If the Pilbas over the Victor split and given away our location, you never have found us. Those stuck-up arseholes thought they could come waltzing in here demanding ceruleum with nothing to offer in return. How it looks like your boots on their foot, the capital's gone to shite. So they restored the sending to negotiate. I know your game sells sword. If you think you'll get the intimidation, you think another. dead yet? Alexa! Hey, it's my girl. What's up, babe? Just after you left, Lucinia asked me to go and catch up with you in case you needed a hand. Someone must have let slip their little experience in transporting barrels to Cerulean. They're dead. Heroes ends, the rebels here to save the people of Garlemald. That doesn't make any god's damn sense. Why in the hells would you pass up this chance to put this imperial bastards to the sword? Let me guess, none of you are Garlean. You're brought here from other lands. Garabanya, Yanshia, Boja, Dalmasca, to name but a few, but some dragged her against our wills, others fed bollocks about a better life, all put to work extracting Cerulean. I'll give him the esteemed title of An, placing us firmly at the bottom rung of the ladder. But the old hierarchy means nothing in the new Gromland. It says we, about the only thing that escaped more or less unscathed is Cerulean still sustaining us, even with our payments out of the picture. We are the experts in drawing up Cerulean from the bottom of the lake, but how can you do that with this frozen over? How would you like to know? Trade secrets, I'm afraid. Anyway, if it's not ceruleum, it's used much these days, and with the city in ruins, we've taken enough power at our heater to starve off the cold that does saw it all for our hunger unless we can trade it away. Speaking of which, we sure tell your contingent we've got ceruleum by the baleful if they're interested. I'll exchange it for whatever provisions we're willing to spare. We can certainly ask, but if you're all free to go now, why carry on living here? Free to go? Go where? Even if we manage back to our homelands, there'd be nothing left for us thanks to the Empire. The knowledge and skills we acquired working here are practical uses outside of Garlemald. So we're staying here for the time being. As long as we need ceruleum, we'll find a way to get by, even if Garlemald, as we know, is gone for good. Gone for good. Regardless of what Ilsabard contingent does for the people of Garlemald, the Empire itself is already a thing of the past. For me, that would be the cause of celebration, while for others, the whole way of life will be turned upside down. After all the atrocities committed in Empire's name, perhaps it is the best that it is consigned to history, but what of the ordinary people, their lives, their stories, which we've forgotten too? We still have plenty of time to ponder that later. For now, let's see about getting some ceruleum. So we're getting new payments. Alright, I need to go do my laundry. Comes ceruleum, have you? Yes, I have. What? Those purebloods up at Victor's Spoilers sent you to turn the enemies for help. They must be more desperate than I thought. Again, Lucinia got her little sister to think about. I knew it! Sister Lucinia and 3 men. She died for whatever I was ailing her. If she needed treatment, and that was the only way to get it around her. May have refused Lucinia at first, thinking she'd come back with something to exchange, but I can spare the bottles more than ceruleum. Word for introducing me to the rest of your contingent. Be sure to send them on their way. You're here. I can't for the life of me think why Lucinia would keep her sister secret from us, but we can't ask. Not that if we deliver this room. Come on, let's hurry back. Okay, wait, right. Oh, it feels so good. So warm, this blanket I just pulled out of the dryer. Let's see if I can get to this thing before it expires. Ah, too late. Oh well. Michigan. This isn't right. It's too quiet. I would have thought Alphino would still be treating them by the fire, but they're nowhere to be seen. I'll look inside the house. We search outside. You can't have gone far. They asked me to help carry supplies. When I followed them back here, they attacked me. It caught me off guard, forced me to defend myself. I fear they fared rather worse than me. You can't fool us. We know what you're about. Vultures, that's what you are. Waiting in the wings for us to show weakness. Then you swoop in. We literally give you warmth and built you a fire, you asshole. Here to help what Rot will employ to make us lower our guard, let you in and put ourselves at your mercy. Put us in chains, steal our lives, get your revenge. You're wrong, that's not what any of us want. No, that's battery. What about this? Battery. No. What is the volume on this? There it is, 100%. Okay, so TV just needs to be turned up. Do I have that remote here? No, I do not. Save your arguments for later. We've got bigger problems. I found empty medicine bottles in a bed that was still warm. It's true that Shinya was hiding her sick sister inside the house. No, there's no sign of either of them. Where are they? Where did they go? Away from you and yours, and if you think I'll tell you, you're a fool. I never give up my people. I'm trying to help you, you idiot. Let's see. You're so beautiful. Her sister's ill, and the empty bottles prove it, so the medicine ran out, or she put it in her pockets and made it easier to carry. And to avoid the sound of clicking glass. Here are beasts everywhere. How could you let them go alone? To protect them from you! What an idiot. You invade our homeland, taint it with some sorcery used to slay our countrymen or Garlean, which sooner die than suffer the same insult. Better for them to flee, keep their purity intact, than be corrupted by your vile magics. We were waiting for a chance to free them since the moment you arrived. This is getting us nowhere. I cannot say how the Shinya and sister react when we find them, but find them we must. Go on without me, both of you. I first need to tend to my injuries and theirs. I will join you in search after. Alright, be careful. We'll do our best to find them quickly. There's only one path out of here, and that's the way we'll start. Two sets of fresh footprints. Young woman judging by their size. Definitely them. Come on. The trail stops at the first link. Perhaps they chose this route so as not to leave footprints. I can't think of any other reason. Look at this place. It's crawling with bees. Imagine that must be an alien sister across the ice, which really knows help, but we can't afford to wait for him. Let's split up and look for clues. Oh, there's a bunch of people. It's probably right. But today the snow appears to be fresh. Judgment may amount the victim may have been severely wounded. The trail leads southwestwards. Those are dummies. Too cold.
Blood trail. We found one. They were attacked.
Yep, and they're dead.
No. Why? Why wouldn't they?
Safer to brave the wilds than trust in our magic. We should have... I should have... We can't leave them like this. We have to take them home.
What if we're only making it worse?
Maybe we don't belong here, but neither do they. Not out here in the wind and the cold. I heard the story about Varus's voice from beyond the grave. Of course, I didn't believe it, but Licinia and her sister did. Perhaps there is something to the tale after all. I want to understand, so I'm going to borrow this for a while, if that's all right. You had every reason not to trust us. We came as trespassers, invaders. But I pray that in time, we will be more than that to you. That we will find a way to help your loved ones. And see that no more children are left to freeze alone in the snow.
Something we could have done, but what? Should have never come here, but what if they were still alive if we hadn't? Ooh, shoes. Cause enough harm here. Let's return to the camp before we cause any more. As for those inside the house, we should send someone to take care of them, someone who isn't us. What we can do for now is make our report to Lucia, do everything in our power to prevent further tragedy. So let us linger here no more. Come. Oh, let's see if we can catch that. She's literally just standing there. Ah, awkward. Do it again. That's weird. Alright, anyway. Oh, that's a cute cat. There it is. Alright, come on. Southwest. Okay. Alessa and Alphino tell me they have finished the preliminary search for SARS, but refrain from saying much more than that. Clearly, I'd like to provide details when I ask for your account.
Thank you for your report. We shall inform the troops of these developments and instruct them to proceed with the utmost caution should they encounter any survivors.
Allow me to go and speak with the ones at the victor's spoils. They may be more willing to listen to a fellow Garlean and accept our offer of assistance.
I pray you are right. And though I am loath to burden you any further, should there be an appropriate occasion to speak of Licinia and her sister, please do so.
I am sorry to have put you through this.
My distress is nothing compared to their suffering. So tell me, what else have we learned?
As you may have already heard, we have succeeded in curing the members of the Popularis, Maxima identified. They have provided us with some intriguing insights into the current state of Garlemald. The assassination of Emperor Varus was the catalyst for the civil war. Nerva declared his claim to the throne, and his opponents refused to recognize it. Fighting broke out in the capital, where Nerva's Third Legion clashed with the First, who remained loyal to Varus even after his death.
Of course, even Imperial warmongers would balk at the idea of turning their shining city into a battleground. Like burning down the wood to spite the wasps. Neither side would be so mad. Unless something or someone inflamed their animosity to such an extent that they could not help but act against their better judgment.
It brings to mind events of the Gimlet Dark, does it not? The Emperor's sudden withdrawal from the front lines, specifically. Nerva and his father, Titus, Varus's then political rival, took advantage of rumors that Crown Prince Xenos had been possessed by a demon.
Elidibus, what better way to disparage your enemies than with the truth, or a close enough approximation?
Indeed. But before their accusations could be substantiated, many of Titus's followers were silenced. While some were merely stripped of their status, others died under curious circumstances. One after another, suddenly and suspiciously.
Again, Elidibus. Like as not, he had a hand in it. No evidence was found to implicate Varus, certainly. Nevertheless, Titus, Nerva, and the Third Legion would have judged it a brazen attempt by the Emperor to rid himself of his political enemies. And then, in the midst of this growing turmoil, Varus Sosgalvis is murdered. And Garlemald's own prodigal son, Gaius van Belsar, is named the murderer. Shortly thereafter, Nerva claims the right of succession, and in response, the First Legion claims the assassination was part of a coup d'etat orchestrated by Titus and Nerva.
So no one is at fault, and everyone else is to blame.
I should add that both parties received substantial financial backing, presumably to provide them with the means and encouragement to pursue a swift victory, and that these contributions came from the self-same benefactor.
I'd heard House Brutus had been filling the Third Legion's coffers, but the First as well.
It would seem so. Though the Populares determined that the First Legion received funds from a variety of organizations, all had connections to House Brutus.
So Fandaniel, in the guise of Asahi, was playing both sides against each other the entire time.
The information we gained from my friends does not end there. One night, shortly after fighting broke out, the capital was shaken by an immense tremor. From that point onward, they have no memories, no recollection of any events, including our clash on the Magna Glaciers. But when asked about the Imperial Palace and its bizarre transformation, they somehow recall Emperor Varys giving them orders in their dreams. May the Tower of Babel stand as testament to the glory of Garlemald.
This sounds awfully familiar.
We have something to show you all.
Varys spoke to them through this radio. Perhaps it was a recording, but if not, that would be inexplicable.
We are of one mind, then.
The ether that permeates the ore used in this device is almost identical to that of the talismans.
I see it. While it is likely more by coincidence than design, these devices might also ward against a primal's influence. A picture is beginning to form. If the tremor felt throughout Garlemald was a wave of ether emitted by a primal, then while those within range would have been tempered, those huddled around a radio desperate for news concerning the Civil War would have been spared.
No wonder Licinia kept it close.
My friends, I must speak with you. A young man was caught trying to steal our supplies. He is a soldier of the Iron Men, we think, but one who has not been made thrall. Thankfully, Magni restrained him before blood was spilled. The stranger is outside, if you wish to ask him questions.
I think we do.
Who do we have here?
Garleans?
Traitors to your homeland! Have you no shame?
Look at this douchebag.
I am Lucia
so cool.
Junius, a temple knight of Ishgard. And you are?
Julius Pierre Norbanus. And that's all you invaders will get from me.
Invaders. Dude, your capital is completely destroyed, you dumbass.
We are not here to invade Garlemald. Far from it. Like you, our allies in Eorzea and the Far East fight in defense of their lives and their loved ones even as we speak. But it is the people of Garlemald who have suffered most. This we know. And that is why we have come to offer you our aid, that we may unite against our common foe. Whether you believe me or not, those are the facts. Now, answer me this. Why would a proud soldier of the Empire be reduced to stealing? The situation must be dire indeed for you to go to such lengths. If it is supplies you seek, we would gladly share ours, or turn a blind eye while you leave with your spoils.
I will not negotiate. My commander will determine how to deal with you and yours. If you wish to treat with him, I will take you, but no more than 3.
I don't much like the sound of that. But if we do accept his proposal, I suggest the 2 of us and...
Please allow me and Alize to act as envoys.
May I ask why?
We have seen with our own eyes the hardships the Garleans face. How their futures and lives hang in the balance.
It's not the warmest invitation, but it's an opportunity to prove our intentions true. Maybe not a chance to make things right, but a chance to make them better.
I can see that persuading you otherwise is a lost cause, but you will proceed with the utmost care.
Sucker. So much ties.
Couple of children and what? A sellsword? Is this an insult?
Man, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. Shut the fuck up.
Not in the least. You will find that they are on our behalf.
There are many dangers on the road ahead. I will need that back.
You will receive as invited guests, so I urge you to observe proper social etiquette and conduct yourself accordingly. Your safe return takes precedence by all else. Remember this. Thank Khadrid is particularly worried sick if you're gone too long. May the fairy watch over you and keep you. You and your children ready? I'll explain the route once we're outside your camp. If anyone attempts to follow us, we will judge his act of hostility. We will not hesitate to take appropriate measures. But nonetheless, you have your full cooperation. Where do you think our headquarters are? I assume there are a few others beside him, the commander he mentioned. We do as instructed. After all, this is what we've been striving for since we arrived. Alright, this is far enough. Listen carefully. Head over the hill, then follow the road until you reach Limeil Station 4. Children lead, I want you to where I can see you. We do have names, you know. I'm Alice in the South, and no, last but not least, there's me. Where have I heard that before? No matter, Alphino and Alice will watch the road ahead while we bring up the rear. Wasn't lying about there being many dangers, so you're to run, not saunter. Run towards the station. If you even think about going for your weapon, the deal's off. Should any creatures bar your way, we go around them. Choose the part. Julius will accompany you. Alpha and Alice will then begin moving towards the destination. Make your way to Limeil Station 4 without falling behind. If you leave Julius behind for any reason, we set up Alpha and Alice shouting him. What is this? Take a dash to the station. Yeah, let's go. There's a bear right in the middle of the freaking road. Ugh. Bro. Must be the road to that he mentioned. Follow it there, we shall lead to the station. Not the easiest surface to run on. station, I presume. We're here, I think. It's nothing like the ones in Thanolin. This is at the first stop, that is. Good, it looks like your friends know better than to follow us. Are these your headquarters? No, we're stopping here so I can check for pursuers. Since it appears you kept your side of the bargain, we can carry on. We're getting closer to Imperial Palace, if we can still call it that. It truly is just a sight to behold. I wonder what sort of conditions Jules and his comrades are living in. If they're in a sense, it picks somewhere like Victor Spoils to take shelter. North of the station is Reggio del Malerum, one of the main residential areas, or at least it was. They afflicted Rome, the streets and packs. The terrorist shreds if given the chance. Keep close, no water off, understood. Oops. Very close to From here, we're heading northeast, keeping to the left of the railway. While the route itself is straightforward, getting past the hordes unseen is anything but. Keep your weapons at the ready. They would attack their own countrymen? Aye, they spare their own, but slaughter the rest without hesitation. They will try to avoid detection. The chance to sneak in by completely unnoticed are some at best. I will lead the way, but in the event we are seen and fight them off. Those two will follow us, provided they can refrain from firing their weapons. While I doubt they would be foolish enough to stab their guide in the back, I will not take a chance. That said, let us proceed. Stay alert. God damn it, we're perfectly capable of holding our own. Let's see where your comrades chose you. Jules, our contingent is a cure for the afflicted or tempered, as we call them. Your people would need to be taken into custody that we may administer treatment, but they would eventually regain their sanity. Is that so? For all I know, your treatments will be forced to forsake one master for another. As far as I'm are concerned, they are no longer our people. They are beyond saving. Those who thought differently and tried to reason with them are butchered by their own bleeding hearts. Come, we keep moving. Looks like we're not being followed. We'll continue onward. Shield bees, there's nothing we can be done for them. No wonder he's his hands dirty. The sheriff's would limit casualties of your church as now, drawing attention to ourselves. Perhaps afterwards you can try to convince Jules and Tucker can be saved. What I said, these people deserve only death. I stayed my hand before only if they desire to remain undiscovered, and this is still a higher priority. We should continue to avoid necessary confrontations and keep our eye from the railroad. Transformation is likely reversible. Do you think they were once ordinary people? Look at all they've become. Would you still claim that to be cured? Those exposed to vast quantity of crimes out there may suffer severe corruption. Even with treatments, as victims are beyond salvation. You admit it. Now that you have seen these monstrosities yourself, perhaps you think twice before speaking of a cure. Even here in the outskirts, it's plain to see how vastly different Garlemald is compared to other cities. Though I wish there was another way, I think that we're keeping us from harm. We're almost there. You have to keep your side of the agreement, so I'll keep mine this way. This is Territium, one of Garlemald's largest stations. Also, it's their headquarters. I've already sent the twins ahead. I'll be in soon, so wait for me at the bottom of the stairs. She's clear no intention of speaking with you. I had no idea such expensive structure is built underground. Plain to see why they chose this as their base of operations. They could have done a lot worse, even so I imagine it's not the easiest place to live. Indeed, if Julius was willing to make a perilous journey to Camp Brokenlass, which for their own supplies must be well exhausted. Maybe sheltered from the wind and snow, but it's still bitterly cold, much like Victor's spoil, it must be constant struggle to keep their people warm. Lower your voices while you may be here as guests. The others will not take kindly to your presence. My commander is in locomotive over there. Oh no.
These are their chosen representatives.
Very well. Let us hear what they have to say.
Yes, sir. I present to you our commander, Lord Quintus Van Kina, Legatus of the First Legion.
The first? I had no idea you had survived.
We lost our emperor, our city, more than half our troops. For my wounds, I may never take the field again. But we survived, aye. In a manner much to your liking, I dare say.
We have no intention of adding to your misfortunes, nor do we bear you any ill will.
Spare me. Though you children may speak in earnest, overtures of peace ever ring hollow in my ears. So long as man stands to profit from his neighbor's suffering, war is inevitable. Driven from our ancestral homeland into this blasted waste. Yet still you yearned to rob us of our paltry scraps. 'Twas only with Magitech that you learned to keep your distance. Though we knew it was only a matter of time before you regrouped and returned. Conquest and empire were our only defenses. Emperors Solus and Varys understood this, and through their campaigns saw us grow and prosper. Much blood has been spilled in Garlemald's name, aye. But if it is a choice between yours and mine, then it is hardly a choice at all.
I do not deny that a great many conflicts throughout history were driven by the desire or necessity to gain by another's loss. That is not why we are here. Nor have we come to petition your aid in the war with the Telophoroi, grave though that threat may be. Our purpose is simply this. We wish to help you. Let us help you. If there is aught that can be done to ease your plight, we would be glad to do it.
Perhaps you would. But regardless of the ideals you espouse, your leaders would not send an army into Garlemald if they did not stand to benefit. If we accept their aid, they will expect their efforts to be rewarded once the Telophoroi are no longer a threat. And after compensation and concessions, the great empire would be brought to heel. Her enemies rejoice at her downfall. Our third eye, a mark of shame.
We won't stand idly by and let your people be humiliated. And we're not alone in that. We only want to make a difference. To make this world of ours better. Surely you can understand that. What I'm trying to say is, there are so many people who just don't care about making you suffer. And maybe that's almost insulting after all the suffering you feel the world has subjected your people to, but... Believe it or not, that's the truth. And now we're here, and all we're asking is for you to tell us what you want. What you hope for.
So much blood has been shed, so much lost. All because of this endless war. Who wouldn't want to end it? Can we not work together? To face our problems as one?
Answer me this, young peacemakers. If a world without conflict is your desire, why reject the unity and prosperity of Garlemald? Is it because we do not share your faith? That we do not share your heritage? That our ideals and virtues differ? That we cherish and hold in the highest that which you do not? Disparity is the root of discord, and peace built on compromise is flawed and fleeting. Happiness for one and all is a dream, and the reality is that to the victor go the spoils. That is why we Garleans will never submit nor surrender. For freedom and for pride, we will remain true to ourselves until the bitter end. That is my hope. It seems there is nothing more to say on the matter. You will remain here while I decide what is to be done with you. Do not be alarmed. No harm will come to you if you cooperate.
We will not resist. However, as your guests, I ask that we be allowed to speak with the other members of your group.
As you wish. I had no intention of locking you up, as by dawn you would be frozen stiff and you're no good to me dead. You are free to move about the encampment, but there is one condition. Collar them.
What are these?
Incentive. You'll be watched at all times. Stray too far or act suspiciously, and we will administer a rather painful shock. Stop! Keep away from that one. The champion of Eorzea is not so easily cowed. Even if she allowed herself to be collared, the shock would be no more than an itch. No. If she refuses to obey, we will activate the twins' restraints instead.
You needn't worry about us.
We'll forget we're even wearing them soon enough.
Even now, you still... Why go to such lengths? What is it all for? You are a curious one. A far cry from the merciless barbarian others paint you to be. You will be their warden. Take them away.
Yes, sir.
Instructions, I'm to supervise you during your time here in Tertium. For you ask, no, I don't have a key to any of the means to remove your colors, nor would I tell you if I did. If you try anything, you'll wish you had. So, do you intend to speak with others, or is that merely a ruse? Nor just my Lord Quintus, if that's what you mean, or perhaps you doubt the wisdom of his decisions. Do as you will, but remember, I'll be watching. Catch one of doing something untoward, trying to trick our people into turning in coats and, like, shot colors with these soldiers, understood? Though we're somewhat compromised, to put it lightly, let's not waste this opportunity to suggest splitting up and learning what we can in this situation. But overall, let's use magic of any sort. You may go wherever you wish, even outside the camp. I know fool I can't stop you if I tried. Never forget, if you do anything to endanger us and interest yourself, know and ask the same pay the price. So cold. I know who you are, so-called champion of AO. As I come to gloat, have you? I'll wipe your smirk off your face, but let a thong compatriots, I swear. I'll up dizzy. Of all times worse, a lot within striking distance, I can't even muster the strength. If it weren't for Ilberd breeding us, we'd be at the end of you. Virgilia's treachery nearly cost Lord Quintus his life. We made our escape, took shelter in the mansion to do the wounded as prayer to strike back, and then nightfall and we gathered around the radio. When the roar, the terrible roar of the capital was in chaos, we were spared. If you can call this a mercy, mind intact, but body broken, the soldier name alone. Cut you down where you stand. Yeah, those radios are doing something. That's interesting. Radios, the same model as the one used by Victor's post. Perhaps it is what saved the soldiers from being tempered. That is super interesting. So that may use their woes. So cool, and probably hasn't had a proper meal in days. And I thought food with us, perhaps it's a little magic. No, I mustn't. Gods, it's so frustrating. No longer are we going to be struck down here. There's no way to live. Okay. You come to Jules, didn't you? Whatever business brought you here, you better keep your hands off the Etherite. It's deactivated, but I'd rather not mess with it. There are others in the city built by Garleans, for Garleans could teleport all over the blink of an eye, provided their charm thereby. However, these Etherite's power keep this place lit, and it comes to cost of normal function. It's you! I served under Lord Gaius in the 14th Legion. I was there on the night of the Praetorium fell. You and your adventurers, you killed them, my comrades, my friends, swept them aside of the dozens as though they were nothing to you. They were nothing. Maybe I am too, just another faceless enemy to cut down, but it won't be long until countrymen return until you get what you deserve. Mark my words. Dun, dun, dun. Did you learn anything of note? That radio, man. Finding secrets for throwing the plate is desperate indeed. Who's there in my eyes? I can't see all that well. Huh. Rumors. Who's there in my eyes? Are they? I can't see all that well. Oh, thank you. The numbness has subsided a little, but I know I won't last much longer. Look at the others who can still fight. Give them my ration. If going hungry means someone else's lives to see another day, so be it. At least I can serve all the way. So those who met far know better. I was afraid you would say that. I know we are warned against meddling in their affairs, but we can't leave them like this. Perhaps we might gain permission to have the contingent deliver supplies. Quintus maybe made his feelings on the matter quite clear, but even we must recognize they are not in a position to refuse help. Maybe Julius could persuade him, though we need to persuade Julius first. Well, seen enough? Julius and the people here have barely enough food to fuel to survive. Have you and the other soldiers been able to procure any more supplies? We've been scavenging provinces for nearby houses, as most families kept some stored away in the event they were snowed in. So going out and getting it is dangerous work. We have a lot of mouths to feed. Fuel's the greatest concern, though. We have some cerealium set aside until it was stolen. We haven't identified the culprit. Could have been other refugees or one of the affected, is all we know. We're down to our last dregs. Without the heating they need, those in poor health are also going to be worse. Better. The cerealium you need, our contingent is security ready supply. We can have some sent over. We will not accept your charity. We can hold on a little longer. The situation is sure to change. Everything will change. Something about those mysterious countrymen of yours, I assume. Heard something of it, have you? Well, from what I've seen, there's little you could do to interfere, so that's no harm in telling you. One of our scouts spotted a hooded man issued instructions to the afflicted, or in the bastard's words, loyal servants to Telefari. Then he made his way inside the Imperial Palace that stands in its place. We've identified the city enemy's power. Realized Lord Quintus dispatched a messenger to the 10th Legion saying as much and instructing them to join forces the personal legions to prepare the combined assault on the Telefari. Once our allies arrive, their contingent will be sent running to the hills, and we shall reclaim the capital by our own hand. How do you intend to survive in the meantime? At this rate, many of your countrymen will perish long with Chicago. They need help now. Say the word and we'll bring you cerealium. I will speak with Lord Quintus. So, did he agree to it? No, he will not place Garlemald in the depth of the enemies. I have, however, been ordered to search the cerealium outside. As you are under my watch, you will come with me. Very well, after all, my hands make light work. You are a lot more trouble than you are worth. Once we are outside, we will follow my instructions. Later, we depart shortly. We will begin to search Ceruleum and Reggio Urbanissima. The first location is Forum Solis, a Pack northwest of the station. You remain close at all times and act only as ordered. Follow me. I don't want to stand close. I'm tired of standing close to these assholes. Oh, maybe it's just him. Ooh, I'm so close. Oh, maybe I can catch a red on this. There used to be a way, maybe just because on the computer, I feel like I used to be able to look and see what the timer was like on this, how much time on some of these things I had left, but... Perfect timing is when the fate's like half over. This is fine though too. People will join. Oh, I got beat up, son! I'm gonna wait for a second, see if anyone else shows up to heal me. Oh. No. Alright, nice, leveled up. Ooh, what does this do? Oh no, that one. Increase spirit gauge by 10 upon successful landing, reverse cascade. Huh. Is it just 5 before? Cool. Excellent. I see them. I'm going to go stand by them, and then I'm going to pee. So I'll be back. Right back. Alright, we're back. Oh, I'm so chilly. So this is the park. I'm surprised they found space for one amongst these buildings. Actually, the recreational areas came first. The houses were later built around them. Healthy society requires communal space for children to play and adults socialize. This park was named after the founding father of the empire, the great Solus Zos Galvus. Oh, I'm in Silk. You become to extract ceruleum from the wrecked Magitech armor? No, I've already drained it dry. Some goes through the rest of the Mackin in the vicinity. Transferring them has been stolen. Must scour the city for every last drop. And while I don't expect to find anything here, I've decided to try one more time in case something has been overlooked. I see. The impression we will commence the search. Whew, that's a stinky one. Look at that. What the hell is that? This game's got some interesting stuff. I like this guy's just cube. What a weird game. If they were rather normal Garland stand structures from this emergency cells as well for children, place drop cube, which anybody some match tech as it feels. Several points of interest are marked in the map form Solus, the pond, children's play areas. To your knowledge, however, none would require the use of ceruleum. Cursory inspection of the wrecked Magitech armor confirms that fuel canisters have long been drained of ceruleum, as Julia said. Or Julius. Ooh. Whee! Oh, I couldn't slide. The contraption is built in the style of Imperial War Machina, armed with a battery of weapons capable of transforming into different configurations of a closed fixture space no more than a children's slide. Oh, it's you. Any luck? There's no sign of any ceruleum. Hardly surprising, but disappointing nonetheless. I couldn't help noticing you're gazing at the pond. Is something the matter? What? Yes, I mean, no, It's just I used to bring my brother and sister here to play. The pond was heated to stop from freezing over, so like all the other children, you just had to wait and splash about. Would have stayed here if you didn't drag them out. We'd soaping wet when all said and done every time. Every time when we would get home, Mother would scold us, saying we'd catch our death walking around like that. The pond was heated. A ceruleum-powered heater, by chance. I suppose it must have been. Come to think of it, I remember seeing engineers changing out a tank beneath the hatch. That was a long time ago, and the water still flowed clear and wasn't this brookish muck. We can't see a thing. I can't remember where the hatch might be. The machinery most likely broke, and the amount of filth in there is probably the only reason it hasn't frozen over. I'd wager it's still unbearably cold, though. Julius, what are your thoughts on magic? Average Garlean would jump out of their skin if they saw it, but the first was a few foreign signiferae and medicae, so it doesn't scare me. I take it I might if I employ a little now. Alphanode, as to your knack of finding dry wood, why don't you bring me some? Once that's done, a blast of air fire should do the trick. Leave it to me. You're not planning to go in there, are you? Of course I am. The tank isn't going to fetch the stuff. It's nothing so involved extracting the process really from a frozen lake like how the tappers do it. We're talking about a shallow pond in a park. We have more ourselves up after all. That's fancy dip. Last one to find cereal, I'm taking a rotten egg, though I dare say they'll both smell like rotten eggs when it's over. Delve in the murky water with empty-handed head, injure themselves with the icy wind and the damp clothing. Chills you to the bone! Delve in the murky water, chill to the bone! Chills you to the bone. Many thought fingers catch low might think be a handle. That's right, it's Sterling tank. Oh, it's so cold. However, your grand discovery comes like your prescribes become acutely aware of freezing cold and rancid odor emanating from every limb of your body. I feel compelled to pinch his nose, show him deliver him his prize. Oh, I found it. Oh, must be another one around here somewhere. Did you find anything? Oh, I hope so. There you go. That's it. And there's still some cerulean left. Well, the fire's still not ready. Hold on, I'll give Alpha another hand. Call me an Udon because my fire I am reborn and my cloths are mostly dry now too. Pretty sure you're coming this round, but I wish you'd taken the time to discuss the plan with me before. And despite the way you've been treated in Lord Quintet, you're still envoy serving as protection. If you were to die on my watch, I'd be most displeased. Your son is duly known, but all it's well done as well. As you mentioned coming here through younger siblings, did you grow up in Garlemald? I did not, far from here. My father's accompanied research in his youth, and for his contribution I prayer awarded in the state, we lived well better than many. What was Garlemald like in those days? Everything. It was everything you could imagine, and so much more. Even during the coldest winters, we found the warmth and comfort at home. Coming from the snow, taking off the coat and sitting down, made with families and friends and relatives, receiving the same welcome, knowing they had everything they needed. Running in the streets, seeing the lights in those houses, hearing the faint sounds of laughter and song of happiness. And all the summers came and went all too quickly, and that brief respite the ice would melt, and the forgotten grass made its triumphant return. Gray clouds gave way to blue skies. Some mornings we'd climb to the top of the tallest building and find it with sunrise. Over again, those rooftops are rubble, these friends dead, and those memories, but if I could claim a fraction of once we outside. Soon our chance will come, we will just need to hold on a little longer. Ooh, gloves! Alright, now that you recovered from your escapades in the pond, there's no location like to search outside the park. As you can see, the place is littered with remnants of various types of war machina. While my comrades and I have already recovered the tanks from the less damaged units, those that are more likely to suffer a beating or harder to scavenge would decided to save those another time, let being matter now. Rather than praise them apart, piece by piece, we quickly remove the outer casing and compact explosives. With luck, we'll gain access to tanks without rupturing them. Though the face generated by the device is relatively weak, I would advise you stand well clear to avoid being hit by any shrapnel. Bothering though, you should check the machinist's beryllium gauge, see if there's any left to provide an accurate reading, else when the unit itself is inactive. The gauge is broken, I'll let you decide whether it's close or not. Should you need more, come to me. So let's get to work. From engaging appears to have been broken, given no way to determine its tank. Tank to find is still half full or half empty, depending on one's perspective, but surely good enough. More explosives, wait, what is it? We've done it again, truly, like I said. With this, we should really refuel quite a bit of our heaters. Time to head back. We'll see how else ain't Alpha now.
Finally escaped the watchful gaze of your keepers, have we? Don't react. You'll only draw attention to yourself. Just carry on as you are and listen. After you left with the Garlean lad, Lucia bade a few of us scouts follow you at a discreet distance. We observed you being led into the station, but decided against venturing inside. When you emerged sometime later, and we saw that the twins were sporting Magitech collars, it was clear what had taken place. Now, as quietly as you can, tell me everything. The Legatus himself, eh? Now there's a surprise. This is also the first I've heard of a plan to join forces with the 10th and storm the Tower of Babel. An interesting development, and perhaps the opportunity we've been waiting for. Our comrades back at the camp also received some rather promising news. But it's still too early to get our hopes up. For now, keeping yourselves out of harm's way comes before all else. Whatever demands the Garleans make, indulge them. With luck, this will all be over soon. Until then.
They had not gone far.
We searched high and low, but no luck, I'm afraid. I might have guessed you'd be the only one to find anything.
I wasn't expecting much to begin with. Eventually, there will be nothing left out here for us to safely salvage. For now, this will have to suffice. We should return to the station.
Ah, there you are. Heard you'd gone hunting for ceruleum above ground. Brought back a king's ransom?
Hardly. But thanks to these three, we have enough to last a little while longer.
Well, well. It's not at all as I was expecting, these ones. For savages, they seem positively docile. It's a poor attempt at humor. In all honesty, I'm grateful for your efforts. But even with another night of warmth, there are those among us who may not live to see the morrow.
I trust your expedition was fruitful.
Lord Quintus!
Use what you procured to refuel the armor.
But, sir, what about the heaters for the camp?
The time for action is upon us. My men and I have matters to discuss. In the meantime, you are to wait here. Do not forget, you are being watched.
The time for action. What did he mean by that?
I can only speculate. Clearly something requiring their magitech, given what we just heard. Whether they plan to utilize it now, or after they join with the 10th, is another question. Will they ever escape this cold? Return to and reclaim the idyllic spaces of which Eulus spoke?
Finished your war, Council?
Alphino and Alizé are to stay here, as our prisoners. They will be released once your comrades have relinquished their supplies and withdrawn from Garlean soil. Until our terms are met, they will be detained at a separate location.
After everything we've said and done, this is how you treat us.
Our allies have but limited supplies. They may stave off cold and starvation for a short while, but what then?
For now, keeping yourselves out of harm's way comes before all else. Whatever demands the Garleans make, indulge them.
Get them out of here.
Alpha Node and LSA will be fine, provided they do not resist. You accompany me back to camp, or I'll meet with the leader and present Lord Quintus' demands for a depart. However, there is something I would ask of you. Assuming your contingent complies, supplies they surrender will need to be transported here. The task falls to Legionnaires Marcellus and Octavia, who will pilot Magitek armored headquarters to inform that we are leaving shortly. Tell them they must ask the Irrelay for further details in those words. Once you have seen that, meet me at the exit. Oh my goodness, I got this thing all wrapped around my arm. Ugh. You again. Ask the Irrelay, he said. So that's the way of it after all this. How ironic that you should be the one to deliver the news. Doesn't bear orders, then so be it, for the glory of Garlemald. That seems super sketchy. We're gonna head gloves. What do you want with me? Ask for Illy. So Lord Quintus has reached a decision. I knew he'd be understand. He recognizes the savages with this merciless creature and defeat him. We too must be uncompromising. I am ready. Aiming for Varys, the glory of Garlemald, I will fulfill my duty. It's gonna like blow everyone up. Oh, he's super sketchy. Have you done as instructed? What do you mean by ask the ill? It's like super sketchy, bro. Not at liberty to divulge that. What can I say is this? You have no cause for concern or demand for that. You and I are in this together, like it or not. We have to cooperate. There is one other matter. A place like this in the middle of your camp. Short from here. Follow me. Julius lingers by the ruins, reluctant to leave and reluctant to stay, able to move on.
This is my home. Our home. At least it was, until that night. I was with Lord Quintus when the capital fell, and thus spared. My family, who did not own a radio, were less fortunate. When dawn came, I made my way here. My parents, my little brother and sister, they were still inside. But they weren't themselves, and they tried to. And I had to. I'd promised to take them away from the capital that very morning, to somewhere safe, to hide until the fighting stopped.
Garlean flag bears a chain. The bonds between our countrymen. A red link at its center. The blood of the fallen. Our loved ones who lived and died for Garlemald. But if she too fell, who would be left to remember them and their sacrifice? What enduring proof would there be that they were ever here? If we had turned to your gods, would they have saved us? I'm sorry, forget I spoke. We should go.
It's no use.
Believe me, I do not enjoy being here any more than you. But she wanted us to play along, so that is what we will do.
A wash S.
It's so cold.
Painfully so. Unbearably.
I've been thinking about what Quintus said. About why no one would accept Garlean rule. Irreconcilable differences. When coexistence isn't an option, only conquest remains. Varys at Gimlet said much the same. Only by uniting the world beneath a single standard would we rid ourselves of the Ascians. United as one people, one race cleansed of imperfections, a cold and unforgiving vision. And when we fail to live up to their standards, what place is there for us in their world? But the truly sad, truly frustrating thing is how damnably similar it all is to the lofty ideals of Father and the Forum. Non-intervention. Always non-intervention. Protect our knowledge and our people, and to hells with the rest of you. And yet, I can see how it happened. Varys and Father looked to their elders for guidance and took their virtues as their own. But for this world was of their making. In who else could they place their trust? All of us lost in a sea of chaos, searching desperately for purpose and meaning. But it shouldn't just be an extension of another's. It has to be ours. It has to be. We all have a stake in this world. No one should be silenced.
I won't deny that we lack the experience of people such as Father or Quintus. Perhaps they've come to see the world as a series of problems, and the most efficient way of solving them, to reduce everything to fundamental forms. A stone is a stone, a cloud, a flower, no more than that. Simple descriptions that strip the subject of distinguishing characteristics. A man is a man, divided according to race, creed, or allegiance, and to some, defined by such associations.
Is that what you think?
In my misbegotten youth. But what I believed wisdom was no more than aggressive ignorance. I've since learned to look beyond the banners and the politics, To see people as individuals with their own hopes and dreams. As for my dream of building a better world, well, every day I'm reminded that it is far more complex than I had ever imagined. But it only spurs me onward, to find the wisdom and the strength to see it through to the very end.
All of our supplies and an immediate withdrawal. These are your conditions?
Demands. And you forgot about the airship. Once again, you will leave one behind. It will be used to return the prisoners. Their collars will be removed prior to the exchange.
So in the end, not even Father's expertly worded rhetoric could deter you from your chosen course.
Huh?
Not that I thought for a moment that it would. I've no love for violence, of course, but ours is a cause worth fighting for. I just wish he'd realize it too. Sometimes the only way to protect the ones you love is to take a stand, to refuse to suffer in silence. I want you to know I share your conviction. Whether it be on the battlefield or in the debating chamber, I won't back down. I guess what I'm saying is...
You've found your own reason to fight.
Yes. Yes, I have. God's willing, there will come a day when we can finally lay down our arms, and there will be peace. But not until the Telophoroi have been defeated once and for all. And you, brother, will have a vital part to play. By your words and deeds, you'll lead the way.
I pray I am up to the task.
There'll always be naysayers. Those who think us fools for even trying. It's easy for learned elites to criticize earnest efforts and assert their moral superiority, all without offering alternatives. Not that their sophistry has ever wounded you. So stubborn and strong. Stronger than you even know. Don't ever change, you hear me? If you stumble, I'll be there to catch you. Or give you a thick ear. Maybe both, for good measure.
Thank you, Alisaie.
The scouts have secured Alisaie and Alphino. Their collars were removed without complication as well. They report no casualties, not for their party nor the guards, who will wake from their premature slumber in due course.
It would appear the situation has changed. I propose new terms. We have information that will be of great interest to Lord Quintus, and I wish to speak with him in person.
No. In the event you rejected our first proposal, we came prepared with a second. Ambush! We, the loyal soldiers of the First Legion, proud servants of Garlemald, of the fallen Emperor Varys, shall safeguard these lands from the barbarian hordes until our countrymen return!
Stop! Both of you!
This child may be the worst emissary I have ever seen.
We received an urgent communication from the Grand Company of Eorzea. Envoys from the Imperial Army, led by members of the 10th Legion, came to Alamigo and requested an audience. They explained that their efforts to coordinate the reclamation of the capital with the aid of the 4th, 5th, 8th and 12th had ended in failure. Communication between most legions has broken down entirely. Most of the 10th's conscripts have deserted, leaving their forces severely depleted. That is why, unable to continue the fight on their own, they and their allies turned to the Grand Company of Eorzea for aid.
Lies! Every word!
It is the truth, and I have not finished. The 10th has requested that we deliver a message to Lord Quintus. Have the ill stand down.
You have been listening, my lord? What are your orders?
Inform her that we will honor the 10th's decision. Bereft of hope, and now dignity. I release you from your duty. All of you. I take solace, your radiance, in the knowledge you are not here to witness our debasement. 'Twas a grand, glorious dream we shared. Of a world united, of peace and prosperity. We are ghosts, you and I, memories of days gone by. Bonds forged in blood that I will not see tarnished.
Quickly! We have to reach the station before it's too late.
If there is still a chance that Quintus will agree to a truce, we must take it.
I just hope we get there before he and his men do something rash.
Much and more has occurred since last we met. As for determining what comes next, I must speak with Lord Quintus. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Before we proceed, tell me what you know of the First and the disposition of their forces. They were preparing for war while the refugees in their cave were left to go for Hungary, a reckless, short-sighted plan to risk the welfare of the people they were sworn to protect. Nevertheless, we're not compelled to accept our aid if we were to arrive and force the intent to do so. They would only incite panic. Perhaps they can be persuaded to follow one of their own. Go with Julius back to the station, have him lead the refugees here. Some may be unwilling and able to leave, but for the time being I'll take what I can get. Up and Alice and the scouts sent to extricate them should already be at the station. Also have their comrades in the area lend their support should it be needed. Understood. Outside. Just who was I looking for? Allow me to introduce myself. I am Rimland of Fishguard. I've been put in charge of arrangement of the Tapper's Den, you see. Where first Tappers came Baron, Cerulean was asked quite a lot of us, if I do say so. They wished to help in getting Junta platform G up and running. The very same platform that's headed for the Imperial's primary energy pipeline. So more as a Garlean infants, only engineers less than Tapper's Den were from conquered territories. In any case, I'm not qualified to judge motives of man. I feel more easy if someone with experience trying to make the call. Thank you for your willingness to assist. Let us go and speak with the Tapper in question. He's big man named Appius. I suppose you must be a friend of Brenlin, wanted to fetch. Yeah, my thanks for getting him to agree to my proposal. Do you not misunderstand? I have yet to agree to any such thing. I really wanted someone else to present during our talk. Very well, though I believe my preferred deal would be boon to us and the Elspard contingent alike. I used to work for Jutun Platform G, you see, and I know the most about the facility and its operation. That may be so, but our relationship with the facility notwithstanding, why would Carlian such as yourself still be taking refuge in Tapper's Den? We've been led to believe that farm workers residing there were from other territories. You're right on the technicality. I was a supervisor rather than a typical staff. When the platform went down, it only seemed right that I stay with my crew. I always thought we were close, but living alongside the Tapper's Den made me realize that I took them and their skills for granted, and that's to say nothing of the blind eye I turned to their struggles. That's why I came to you. It's high time I made some real use of them and everyone else if they're lucky. If we manage to get the platform lucky and working already, I'll dramatically increase the capacity to pump and refine cereal for everyone in the region. Sadly, we're more of a few short of a full workforce, not to mention lack of supplies. Precisely where you come in. Help us get things up and running again, you'll have your share of cereal coming out of the rig. You couldn't come with a more mutual beneficial agreement if you tried. So he says, what do you think? Seems trustworthy to me. Yes, you've been learning the same way myself. Ultimately, where it says about the potential benefits is true. Nevertheless, I doubt the higher-ups would assent to this. I suppose that is how it goes when dealing with military types. For what it's worth, I understand that he's going to throw a lot with someone from a hostile nation. This part-time proposal, I will receive risk to prove myself worthy of distrust. I had to look around the fringes of the camp before you arrived, and I've spotted a few surrounding engines in need of repair. If I fixed them up, your superiors would have some reason to suspect that I want to have driven out less reason in any case. Assisting us with real local technology would go a long way, I'd imagine it. That said, if not heard anything about the cerulean engines, we've scavenged breaking down. It's not as if they're completely useless yet, but I guarantee they're not running as they should. Give me an opportunity, I can have them working more efficiently and safely. You are welcome to accompany while I do so. That way you can ensure they don't get up to anything suspect and then vouch for me with your superiors. I have no objection to such restrictions or anything in this. Let us begin the proper inspection then. We can get to work as soon as you're ready. The ultimate objective is to get the units running at full capacity. Post-inspection is to work out plans we'll need. However, I would hate to fumble something that occurs sabotage, so I would appreciate if you could be the one to lay hands on the device and repair. I'll be right behind you telling you what to look for. We inspect, say 3 of them, we should get a decent idea what needs repair. Lead the way. Yep, okay, I gotcha. Yeah, I would like to jump on through there. Alright. When the Imperials charged upon us, we were able to avoid any serious injuries on either side, and truth must Scarlet were no condition to fight. Sunken eyes, hollow cheeks, been a long time since a decent meal. Amenable conversations, food in their bellies. Goodness, the 10th Legion just had to sue for peace when they did. We have been spared more senseless bloodshed. From their perspective, though, the promise of reinforcements was their last hope, and now they have a choice to capitulate to invaders. Prove to them our chance of casting out the teleporter. Okay, cool. I know where the other two are. Wait. There it is. Please be the deft hands. I have an idea what the next step ought to be. Perhaps you'd be the best praise on all of our progress thus far. Look, he's flying. I love it. Let's see. Oh, there's so many quests to do. How are your engines? Alas, I fear such will be such. I fear that each of these examined are going to break down sooner or later. They continue using the current state. Surely you jest. I swear of integrity as an engineer. You are in dire need of instruction on the proper operation of certain engines. Your little lamp lay up with a touch the switch correct. It only illuminates when there's an issue with the engine. Switched off for want of fuel and the sudden was abandoned. No doubt which prevented them burning out. Only let them freeze solid instead ere they turned them on. In that state they're in, I can only assume we didn't occur to you to warm them up first. Notice the heating technology of your own, but it will do no good as your engines are power them break. Now, will you you have nothing to lose and everything to gain from my assistance. I'm a machinist from Frozen Clients myself, and what I say sounds plausible enough. Very well, on behalf of the camp, I'll only repair this some engines. I suppose that means you'll be taking responsibility if anything goes wrong, so you may as well use your own two hands this time. That's the spirit. I knew you'd come around. Okay. Cincinnati, good for them. Alright, snuck right in there. Picked it up. That's weird. Ah, you guys. We arrived just before you did, and too late. Too late for what? What's happened? It's Lord Quintus. He took his own life. After the news about the 10th, who relieved us of his duties, then he was alone. No, he wouldn't. Thancred and the others, assisted by the soldiers, have seen to the remains. Due course, shall the legate is to be afforded a proper burial. He released us from our duty. Want us to be free to choose our own fate. Without him to guide us, I have just this moment spoken with Lucia. We are ready to commence the transfer of the refugees here to Camp Broken Glass, so they're willing to accept our aid. Some would rather die, but most of us just want to live. As long as the standards be damned, we just want to live. We need to speak with the refugees. They'll have to decide for themselves if they wish to come with us. If they would prefer to stay, we can have supplies brought over for them. It'll be a hard journey for theirs, but we'll see them reach the camp safely. If what happened to his family, the first was old Julius had left. Now even that's been taken away from him. He's not alone in that either. It's comfort in having someone to follow, someone to lead. Alabama. Itchy head. I do hope the inspired contingent actually makes some kind of difference around here. Where the road's covered, don't you worry. Things will get chaotic out there. Just as slow and steady as you can, alright? Get out of my air, will you? I'm exhausted. Last thing I need is for you to take a turtle. Lord Quintus is a rock in a storm, and now we're without a leader, without direction. Nevertheless, we must live on, even if it means consorting with the farm anyway. Well, what do you want? I'm Decimus, and turning the First Legion. It is sworn duty to defend Garden with my barons, which you in your presence here is an affront to my honor. Alright, go fuck yourself. I know it would be offer encouragement and solace these poor souls, but if safe I should camp the aid, I'll gladly oblige. It was only ever a dream, wasn't it, to think we could reclaim it, but live for ourselves. Before this all began, I sent my wife and daughter away to the provinces. If I see them again, I'll take it, so take me with you, please. Well, I got the thread sorted in the end. All it took was a few adjustments, and now it works as well as it ever did. From what I can tell, my last word's lost function is normal. That's where a lot are staying, isn't it? Now, most of us are packing up and leaving this place. I reckon there'll be more use for me and my skills over at your camp. Healing magic's now likely by catastrophe as they can't test and experience the victor spoils. Neither Garleans, Vera, Blid, and Eth are the same suspicion that many are instant magic. It's you, the one who treated me with such kindness. I heard from others you're not alone. You're not from around here. Hey, I thought you were one of us. No, it makes a huge difference now. Purebloods, migrants, savages. After all, the words start to lose meaning until they all left with anger and fear and hate, and I'm too tired. If you and yours have come to offer aid, I'll gladly accept. Everything's going to be alright now. We have much to discuss. A rescue and attack on Camp Glass. We'd hope to talk to Quintus. But all that can wait. Margin matters. Matter attention. Any of the wishes need to come to our camp. Yeah, a bunch. Thanks to 12. Thanks to 12. You and I should go first. Secure the rope back to Broken Glass. With all the creatures tampered, skulking around, I expect we'll have our hands full. They should come in handy. Conqueror's Chain, Curtis, or Lemons and friends. Let's save for temper, though. I'll mark a few points I need surveying on the map. Once you've taken care of the rift, I'll meet you back at the camp. Excuse me, ma'am. Have you not seen the little boy with the hair, similar shade to mine? He's my son, and I can't find him anywhere. So when I told him that, seek refuge in an encampment, he started wailing and snobbing all I could ever seen. And next thing I knew, he was running hell for leather goods, no swear. And I'm worried he may have left the station altogether. The streets above are ripe with danger. Please go find him for me. Yeah. Yep, I can. Oh, you will bless your heart. If you know my son will probably try to return to the house north of Permian or try that first before anywhere else. Thinking of color. Another block street. Who are you? Mother sent you home. Tell her I won't go to the enemy's camp. I'm going home. Where is escape the heritage? Best resume research. Stop following me! Are we gonna fight? It's gonna the boy this guy has taken flight. You'll likely be looking over your shoulder for signs of trouble. From now on, beware of sign. Resume the hunt. From safe distance and objective. Land and fight finish. Too far behind. Oh, boo! These are the worst. And now you're up to no good. Block 2. Going home no matter what. Step in the wind. I lost her. Must have been the wind. Must have been the wind. Oh my gosh, game. Fuck you. Fuck you. Piece of shit. I'm gonna do all that again. God damn, this is the worst quest. After this, I'm gonna take a step off. Oh my god damn it, you fucking kidding me. I'm all the way back here, you piece of shit. Fuck you, game. Alright, I'm gonna go hide and see if I can run around in a circle while I go do this formation thing. I was all the way back here, you guys. Alright, whatever. Catch you later. We'll return to our journey, chasing after his child. So just knocking him the fuck out and dragging him back to his mother.